Change is inevitable, even in Disney World, especially in Disney World. But these are good changes that you can make before and during your vacation to make it 100 bajillion times better. We got them all here for you today on DFB Guide. Hey everybody, it's AJ for Disney Food Blog. Now, as Merida from Brave once said, if you could change your Disney World vacation, would ya? That's right, that's what she said, right? Word for word. Now, while it's easy to slip into what's comfortable and familiar while Disney vacation planning, we're going to push you outside your comfort zone a little bit today to introduce you to some new Disney planning tactics, or even stuff that's been around for a while that needs your attention for your upcoming trip. Let's start with the big boy. Familiarize yourself with Premier Pass. Now, before I discuss this new Lightning Lane tier with y'all, I want to throw a disclaimer out there. Do not panic. You got that? Okay, just hang on to that advice. It's going to be important. In mid-October, Disney released a new Lightning Lane tier called the Premier Pass, which allows those who purchase it the ability to use a ride's Lightning Lane. However, Premier Pass goes one step further in that you don't have to actually book those Lightning Lanes in advance like you have to with Multipass and Single Pass. Instead, you can just hop in any Lightning Lane at any time. And that sounds like a dream come true. But the truth is, Premier Pass is only available for purchase if you're staying in a deluxe level Disney resort. That means one of the most expensive Disney resorts. It's also pricey. We're talking $129 to $449 per person per park. Plus, Premier Pass still only allows you to use those Lightning Lanes once. But this is why I'm telling you not to panic. While Disney seems to be pretty excited about this new service, this is definitely one of those trip editions that's not going to make or break your trip if you have it. It's just a premium convenience if you want it, much like Victoria and Albert's is a premium restaurant if you want to eat there. Disney's single and multi Lightning Lane passes are still available for purchase, which you can learn more about in our free DFB Lightning Lane guide. Just scan the QR code you see on the screen now or head to disneyfoodblog.com/multipass after this to get that guide. Or you can always use other time-saving methods to help you cut down on your ride waits too, like hitting up the parks early or visiting during down seasons. And you can avoid the Lightning Lane cost altogether. And since we're on the subject of free time-saving methods for ride waits, here's a big one you might be able to use during your next trip to Hollywood Studios. Rise of the Resistance is one of the most popular rides in not just Hollywood Studios, but in Disney, period. So it tends to see long lines and steep single-pass Lightning Lane prices, starting around $25 per person for one ride-through. But Disney is currently testing out a new single rider line for this attraction. They've tested this before and it comes and goes, but it seems to be sticking around for a while this time. And that could potentially help cut down your wait time by a whole lot at no extra cost, just as long as you're willing to break up your party. Now here's the catch for this newfound ride hack. The single rider line isn't officially here to stay yet because it's in testing. And that means a lot of changes have already been made to it since it was first introduced this summer. For instance, the single rider queue used to take you past all the exciting pre-show stuff and drop you straight into the room with the many stormtroopers. But now Disney has it to where single riders will still get to experience all of the pre-show without missing out on that important storyline. In summary, while Rise of the Resistance's single rider queue might not be available during your next visit, it's always worth checking on to see if it is. Just head over to the right side of the attraction's entrance to see if they're offering the single rider line that day. You'll usually see someone holding up a sign if they are. But remember, this means that you may be put into a ride vehicle with people you don't know. It may break up your party, and that's the point of a single rider line. They're sort of filling in the seats that aren't taken by folks who waited in the long line. So heads up on that. So whether you're trying to get back to your hotel or escape the crowds right after Fantasmic ends, you need to know about this walking path straight out of Hollywood Studios and over to the Boardwalk Inn Resort and all the other Epcot area resorts, by the way. This sneaky walkway is just beyond the Boardwalk Villas area near Jelly Rolls and the Atlantic Dance Hall. For the record, the walk itself is lengthy, a little over 1 mile, which can take about 25 to 30 minutes if you're going at a pretty leisurely pace. So it might not be your favorite idea ever if your feet are already killing you at the end of the day or if it's, 90 bajillion degrees out there. But when you take this path, you're not going to be waiting for transportation. There's no getting stuck in post-show traffic, and you'll have 0 lines to worry about. It's just you and the path and maybe a few ducks along the way. Or you can take a detour and swing by Cruise Cup Lounge at Yacht Club, which is the same general vicinity as Boardwalk Inn, and pick up my beautiful, glorious, altogether wonderful prime rib sliders. Sure, I realize that you're trying to cut down on steps here, but it's the prime rib sliders we're talking about. How can I say no to those when they're just steps away? All right, batten down the hatches. Normally, the Disney Skyliner won't shut down when it's just raining. See those vent flaps on the cabins? Those things open and close so you can be fully protected from the elements. And in the past, we've been advised by a Skyliner cast member that we could close those vents ourselves if we need to avoid getting wet. That being said, the gondola system will generally stop temporarily when there's lightning in the area and or strong winds. If the weather starts to look questionable, ask a Skyliner cast member if they have any information on a potential storm shutdown. Even before you get to that point though, you might already see signs leading up to the Skyliner station indicating its temporary closure. Don't fret though, you are not stranded in Disney World whenever the Skyliner has to shut down. You'll just need to hop on an alternative form of transportation to get to your next destination. Disney buses to the rescue. I get why you'd want to escape to Disney World during the fall and winter to escape bad weather you've got back home. I'm not a fan of driving down icy roads either. But that doesn't mean it's always 75, 80, 85 plus degrees and sunny in Central Florida all year round. While warm weather still happens during those fall and winter months, it can also get pretty chilly at night once the sun goes down. So you're going to want to leave some space in your suitcase to pack some layering items you normally wouldn't even think about bringing with you to the Sunshine State. Like a jacket or hot hands or gloves or hats or ear warmers, leggings. I always bring a scarf. I find that if I have a scarf, I can get away without having a jacket. For some reason, it makes me warmer. Now, best case scenario, you won't need them at all. Worst case scenario, you need them and you have to pay double for them once you're inside the parks. Okay, this is the Disney World news I live for, people. A new Sumatran tiger cub was recently born in Disney World. Everyone say hello to baby boy Baxo, who, by the way, one of my Instagram followers told me in the comments that means meatball, which I love. Anyway, just look at him. He's playful and curious, and we're in love with him already. For now, Baxo and his mama will stay backstage to continue bonding in private, but eventually these two will be out on the Maharaja Jungle Trek, so add this section of the park to your must-see list when prepping for your 2025 visit if you want to see this cuteness in action. You know how sometimes your phone's going to prompt you to make an update and you'll press the update later option because you want to scroll through TikTok before bed and you really don't want to wait around for your phone to do whatever it needs to do to become its best self? Yeah, don't wait around to update your My Disney Experience app in the same way, especially if you're going to Disney World super soon. If you open up your My Disney Experience app and you see the little pop-up message saying you need to update your app in order to take advantage of its new features, go ahead and do it. These updates tend to fix glitches, improve the app's performance, and provide you with more convenient ways to organize your trip. A lot of times when Disney does this, it's because they're releasing a brand new change that you're going to want to take advantage of. So go ahead and do the update. All right, guess what? The Dye Cheesecake has returned to its former glory. Okay, let me back up. I kind of get excited and I jump to the good news prematurely. Oh wow. Recently, Pop Century Resort remodeled its Everything Pop food court to make it look all nice and shiny and updated. But that's not all they changed. Now, the Dye Cheesecake, look at this thing, is back to its OG shape from when it first became an official offering on the Everything Pop menu many years ago. We're talking like back in 2009. This little guy's been around for a long time, just like me. For a while there, the Dye Cheesecake switched from being served by the slice and was served in those little black cups, which still tastes fine, but the cup wasn't as aesthetically pleasing. But the triangular shape has returned, Angels Choir singing inserted here, and just a heads up, this classic snack isn't yet listed on the menu for Everything Pop, and we didn't see it on mobile order either, per the release of this video that is, so you'll probably have to hunt it down in the food court or ask for it if you want to grab a slice, and you should. There are 2 new items that the DFV team and I have recently discovered and started using in the parks regularly, and I don't think there's any turning back for us now because we love these and we couldn't wait to tell you about them. So here's what we recommend you pack before you go to Disney World to make your life in the parks way easier. First, a backpack organizer. Now, backpacks have been the Disney bag of choice for many years now. And even though they're cute and stylish and a great addition to a Disney bounding outfit, they do have a limited amount of organizational space. So you might find all your charging cords and receipts and what have you getting all tangled up and smooshed in the bottom of your bag. And that's why we're pretty keen on using an organizer as of late to keep all our park essentials neat and tidy and not smooshed. Item number 2, those waterproof shoe covers. You guys ask me about these all the time, and I'm always happy to tell you about them. I am always trying to find new ways to keep my feet dry and unpruny, even when one of those torrential downpours happens during my Disney park day. So as silly as these can appear when you first look at them, these silicone waterproof shoe covers have quickly become a must-pack item for me and all of our reporters in the parks. These covers slip over your shoes to protect you from the falling rain and giant puddle encounters. We've tested them in hurricanes and they work great. Now, they're not the most stylish accessory you're going to pack in your suitcase, but you could even go puddle jumping with these bad boys and still come out of it with your socks unscathed. Plus, these covers have grooved bottoms to help keep you from slipping and sliding when you step onto a typically slick area, unlike those Crocs. Everything's better on a stick, right? That's what my local state fair told me, at least. So I'm assuming the same goes with Mickey waffles, especially if you fill them with fried chicken. Over at Rick's Sports Bar and Grill in Disney's Coronado Springs Resort, you can order the chicken stuffed waffles during breakfast, and breakfast only, by the way. The order comes with 4 Mickey waffles in lollipop formation, stuffed with chicken tenders, maple syrup, and served with a side of herb butter house potatoes. And if you're lucky, you can watch the Bills dominate on one of the restaurant's many TVs. Yes, the Buffalo Bills, they are the best. So the wait is finally over, friends. The Cake Bake Shop by Gwendolyn Rogers over at Disney's Boardwalk Inn has been highly anticipated for many years now, but it's finally open and ready to coat you with a healthy dose of glitter, both inside and out. Yep, I said what I said. You will sparkle on the outside and the inside too. All of you will sparkle by the end of your meal. Now, the Cake Bake Shop is an elegant dining location open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, but you can also grab many of the restaurant's desserts from the bakery display case instead if you want a sweet treat while you're on the go. And here's my new favorite part about this place. The Cake Bake Shop has a fun backstory about their resident dragon, Brûlée, who flies around the bakery, lighting all the chandeliers and spreading pixie dust over each of the shop's desserts when it flaps its wings. You can even buy some of that edible pixie glitter in the store if you start craving glitter for your cookies and cakes back home. Okay, fun fact. Finding tasty vegan snacks around Disney World to accommodate your diet is actually easier than you think. So here's a quick list of a few popular Disney snacks that are actually vegan friendly. Dole Whip and Disney World go hand in hand, and since it's vegan too, it's a treat that many folks will be able to pick up and try during their park days. Just keep in mind that some of those updated seasonal flavors might have extra ingredients that aren't vegan. Also, dairy-based flavors like chocolate and vanilla soft serves, not vegan. So you'll want to check on that before you order something beyond the classic pineapple. Inside Hollywood Studios, the plant-based tachos, aka tater tot nachos, at Woody's Lunchbox are made with vegan chili, vegan cheese, green onions, potato barrels, which are tater tots, and corn chips. And just because Hollywood Studios is surprisingly a hub for tasty vegan snacks, you might also want to try the Zucchi wrap from Ronto Roasters, which is made with grilled zucchini, smoky chickpea onion slaw, creamy garlic tahini sauce, and fresh cilantro wrapped in pita bread. The sauce really makes this one shine, in my opinion, but I say that as a gal who is pro sauce for all my snacks. French fries? Nah, those bad boys are starchy spoons to hold all my sauce. Speaking of which, most of Disney's fries are vegan friendly too. You'll just have to check on the toppings before you order, which could make or break the deal there. But one of the best places resort-wide to find vegan friendly snacks is over at Aaron McKenna's Bakery, NYC in Disney Springs. Everything on the bakery's menu is vegan and gluten-free and pretty tasty. When Lightning Lanes were updated from Genie Plus to Multipass, a lot of good changes came along with it, like being able to schedule up to 3 Lightning Lanes ahead of your trip. But some not so good changes also came with it, like losing our ability to use Lightning Lanes to skip over popular character meet and greet lines. If meeting characters is a priority for your group, make sure to head to those experiences first thing when the characters start meeting and greeting for the day. That way you can avoid waiting in a very long line for them, since most folks will be making a beeline to those popular rides early on in the day, giving you the chance to shoot the breeze with one of your favorite Disney pals. Your My Disney Experience app will show you updated times for the characters that day and let you know when exactly you can rope drop their meet and greet location. There's also the chance the character lines will drop down toward the end of a meet and greet time frame, but don't try to hop in line at the last minute in the hopes for shorter lines. Unlike the rides, certain popular character meet and greet queues can start closing down 30 minutes to an hour before the meet and greet itself wraps up, just to make sure the character can go back home at a decent time. So again, check those meet and greet times on your My Disney Experience app at the start of your day and get a good idea for when you should be fitting them into your park schedule, minus the wildly busy midday waits. If you want to purchase a Magic Band to use throughout your Disney World vacation, you've got 2 options. You got the standard Magic Band, which will hold all your reservations and park tickets and hotel keys, etc., These typically cost about $20 each. Or you've got Magic Band Plus, which will do the same thing, plus give you some magical park surprises. A Magic Band Plus's starting price is around $36, but can cost $46 or more depending on the design you choose. And while your Magic Band Plus comes with a free charger, replacement chargers will cost you around $8 more. For the most part, you don't really need to pay extra for a Magic Band Plus if you're just wanting this accessory to hold on to your vacation information and nothing else. But if you do buy Magic Band Plus, make sure to use it to the best of its interactive ability so you can get your money's worth. So where can you use your Magic Band Plus to toggle more immersive experiences? Each Disney park has gold character statues left over from Disney's 50th anniversary celebration in 2021. You can walk up to any of these statues and wave your Magic Band Plus arm to make them talk or sing a song. Interaction might even change up depending on the season. In Galaxy's Edge, you can join the Batu Bounty Hunters Guild with your Magic Band Plus. In order to play this game of hot and cold, you'll also need to have the most recent version of the Play Disney Parks app downloaded to your phone. Ready for your first mission? Track down the bounty board located near Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run and tap your Magic Band Plus to the board to get your job assignment. Magic Band Plus also lights up in sync with the evening fireworks spectaculars and productions, including Happily Ever After at Magic Kingdom, Fantasmic at Hollywood Studios, Luminous Symphony of Us at Epcot, and the nighttime spaceship Earth lightings also at Epcot, along with a few rides and shows. Now, don't forget to peek down at your Magic Band Plus if you feel a vibration when exiting select attractions. You may be in for a colorful surprise. Sounds like fun? Just don't forget to charge your Magic Band Plus each night if you want to use these interactive features during your park day, because if it runs out of juice, it'll just transform back into a normal old Magic Band, minus the lights and sounds and vibrations. Bell services at the Disney resorts are wonderfully useful to hotel guests and visiting guests alike. So if you've never relied on them before, now is the time. If you get to your resort before it's time to check into your room, Bell services will be more than happy to hold your luggage for you while you kill some time over at the pool or exploring the hotel grounds, or maybe even over at Disney Springs to get a head start on your vacation shopping. Bell services can also be very useful in more specific situations too. Let's say you wanted to grab one last nice breakfast at a resort before heading over to MCO and flying back home. But which Disney hotel breakfast would you even want to go to on your last day on property? Okay, I'm a big fan of Boma's breakfast buffet over at Disney's Animal Kingdom Lodge. It's got pog juice, African pastries, babouti quiche that I can pile my plates with. Topolino's Terrace at Riviera and Ohana at Polynesian Village Resort are also a couple of solid options if you're wanting good breakfast food alongside character meet and greets. And hey, now that Cake Bake Shop's open at Boardwalk Inn, that's a solid new breakfast option too. Just be ready to spend a bunch of money and consume a lot of glitter. At the start of 2025, Disney will be rolling out another new perk for its hotel guests, and if you really want to take advantage of it, you might need to change the way you pack your carry-on. All guests checking into a Disney-owned hotel between January 1st and December 31st, 2025 are going to receive free tickets to one of Disney's water parks, either Blizzard Beach or Typhoon Lagoon, whichever one's open at the time. The catch? You can only use this free water park perk on your hotel check-in day. While free water park tickets are a nice little cherry on top of the whole Disney hotel stay, you'll want to arrive early on your check-in day to really start taking advantage of this freebie. And that means your room more than likely won't be ready by the time you enter the Disney bubble. So, my advice, if you're flying into Orlando early on your hotel check-in day, make sure that swimsuit is in your carry-on or personal item ready to go so you can switch into it ASAP after dropping off the rest of your luggage at your resort's Bell Services desk. Now, Epcot might not have any major water rides, but your tiny travelers could still find themselves soaked by the end of the day thanks to the Liquid Layer splash pad and the Journey of Water inspired by Moana walkthrough. These spots are perfect for cooling down, especially during these hot Orlando days, but they might also leave your little one pretty wet. So get those swimsuits packed or have an extra change of clothes for them at the ready. I always like to have an extra change of clothes in my bag for little kids. You just never know. Now, this is a classic DFB tip, and we're putting it in here again because you can't say it enough. There are hundreds upon thousands of things to do in Disney World, and I can tell you without a doubt that there hasn't been a single time in all my years of visiting those parks when I was able to do every single thing within a week-long time frame. It's just not possible. You can get a lot done, but you can't get everything done. So you gotta change your way of thinking if your mindset is breaking your back to conquer it all. The best thing you can do is make a 5 to 10 point list of your priorities for each park before you visit and make those your main focus. Everything else you can accomplish on top of that will be bonus points. Come on, all you gamers. I know how much you love bonus points. Now, most importantly, don't allow this once-in-a-lifetime vacation to pass you by without moments of pause. So often, mega trips become a whirlwind, never giving you the chance to slow down and appreciate where you are. So along with your must-dos, find the moments to just sit on the hub grass and admire Cinderella Castle, or sip on a flute of champagne side by side with your honey in front of the World Showcase Lagoon, or even relax in a beachside hammock back at your Disney resort. Honestly, depending on the type of trip planner you are, you might even have to schedule these break times into your itinerary too, just as a gentle reminder to stop and smell the Mickey waffles whenever you get the chance. I know, I'm one of these planners too. It's been a hard row of learning. Listen, I know you don't want to leave out any of the 4 Disney World parks from your itinerary, but it is okay if you have to. I've talked to all of them. They understand. In fact, that major change alone might actually improve your trip more than you realize. When it comes to those shorter Disney World trips, choosing to focus on just a few parks instead of forcing yourself to squeeze them all into your brief vacation timeline will not only help you cut the cost of tickets and, these days, lightning lanes, but will give you more time to spend in the parks, the ones that you really want to prioritize. But the question is, which parks should you prioritize and which ones should you leave out? If you want the quintessential Disney experience, or you're traveling with younger kids that you want to make sure can ride as many rides as possible, then make sure Magic Kingdom is a big priority. If you want a Disney experience that goes beyond just the rides and delves into cultures from around the world with lots of edutainment aspects, choose Epcot. If you want more rides that'll appeal to the older kids in your group, or if you're looking for back-to-back live entertainment opportunities, choose Hollywood Studios. And finally, if you want an easygoing Zen park day that surrounds you with lots of animals, choose Animal Kingdom. Now remember, I've talked to all the parks and they understand that sometimes you have to pass on one of them. It's okay, they're all right. Also, choose Animal Kingdom if you want to experience my favorite Disney World park. It might shock you, but between the food, the animals, and chill atmosphere, I'm head over heels for this place. Okay, it's true. Every park I'm in is my favorite park, but I just love Animal Kingdom. Now, another key reason why you might want to pick and choose just a couple of Disney parks during your next trip, you may want to prioritize a different park experience altogether. Tickets for Universal Orlando's brand new Epic Universe Park are now on sale, and the official opening date for this new park is May 22nd, 2025. That's way sooner than expected. Per the release of this video, you can get Epic Universe tickets through multi-day ticket purchases or vacation packages only unless you're a Universal Pass holder. Pass holders are now able to purchase individual tickets, but if the status of that changes, we're going to make sure to let you know ASAP. After its long hiatus post-2020 closures, the Disney dining plan returned to us at the start of the year, meaning guests can now change up their trips by prepaying for meals around Disney World before your vacation begins. Now, when you pay for the DDP, you'll get an allotted amount of dining credits, including 1 snack credit per day. For some, spending snack credits is easy peasy, but for others, you might find it a bit trickier to figure out how to use them all up and use them well before it's too late. After all, once your trip is over, any unused credits go into the oblivion, and that's just money thrown out the window. So here's how you might want to spend your snack credits if you got them to spend, and we do recommend planning ahead on this one. Option number 1, breakfast offerings. Your DDP will cover 2 meals per day, either 2 quick service ones or 1 quick service and 1 table service, depending on which plan you choose. While you're more than welcome to use those meal credits however you want to, you may not want to use them on a hearty breakfast because breakfast meals tend to be less expensive than lunch or dinner, so why not use those meal credits on the more expensive meals, right? Right. That's where snack credits come in handy and cover a light breakfast for you. Some breakfast-like items you can use a snack credit for are Liege Waffles in the Connections Eatery in Epcot, the warm cinnamon roll from Gaston's Tavern in Magic Kingdom. That's a coup. I hope they never take that off the snack credit list. Joffrey's Donuts at the Joffrey's Coffee Snack Kiosks. Those are really good donuts. They're actually made by Donut King, which is a local donut supplier, and they're really good. Not stale at all. Super good. Anyway, Lunchbox Tart from Woody's Lunchbox in Hollywood Studios. Or here's a fun one for you, a Trenta-sized coffee from one of the park's Starbucks locations. Now, all the coffee sizes are the same single snack credit cost, so you might as well go big. Option number 2 for your snack credits, seasonal offerings. Since we're all about changes in today's video, you can change up your snack game too by choosing to spend your Disney Dining Plan snack creds on something that will only be around for a limited time. Remember, DDP eligible items are the ones marked with that purple and white square DDP emblem. But even if there's a seasonal item that doesn't have that emblem next to it, never hurts to ask the cast member behind the register to see if you can still use a snack credit on it. The worst they can say is no, and that's totally a-okay. Option number 3, Epcot Festival food booths. This is, as you know, my all-time favorite snack credit strategy because I think it's the best use of snack credits. It makes the most of them. During Epcot seasonal festivals, the park will have several food booths stationed around the World Showcase and World Celebration and World Discovery these days, where you can taste test unique items. Again, just watch for that DDP symbol, and if you'd like, you can also use more than one of your snack credits during your Epcot day to taste test multiple food booth items. While you will receive 1 snack credit allotment per day, you can use those credits whenever you want throughout your trip. So if you want to use them all right then and there during your Epcot Festival exploration, go for it. Candy Cauldron over in Disney Springs closed for refurbishment back in August, but recently reopened in its all Snow White Evil Queen themed glory. While nothing appears drastically different here, you can now order those frozen glaciers slushies that are also popular at a few other areas around Disney, like Goofy's Candy Co., also in Disney Springs, and Main Street Confectionery in Magic Kingdom, which, by the way, has new flavors now. Other than that, Candy Cauldron continues to be a sweet stop featuring freshly made treats like candy apples and packaged candy, like our all-time favorite sour cherry balls that we have to get every time that we're in Disney. Every time I'm in Disney and I see the sour cherry balls, I always take a picture and send them to Bria because we both love them. Oh, and don't forget that Candy Cauldron also has mobile order capabilities now, which you can find on the My Disney Experience app, so don't wait in those lines. I know you're tired of seeing the same old Disney outfits on the shelves around the Disney gift shops or even on the shelves of your big box store back home. And that's why we've got a line of unique tees and sweatshirts and tank tops at our dfbstore.com site that'll be the perfect creative solution for updating your Disney bounding wardrobe. We add new designs to DFB Store all the time. Just recently, we released our Great Big Beautiful Tomorrow design, the vintage stamp collection, and even a few gems inspired by your favorite film characters. We've also got new holiday designs now live in the shop if you're planning on taking a festive vacation during the most wonderful time of the year. Or just wear them at home, that's cool. These outfits come in different colors and sizes to make sure it'll live up to your exceedingly high couture standards. Dear fellow introverts, I know how exhausting it can get having to deal with the crowds and the people all day long, but if you're looking to escape the masses for a little while so you can catch your breath and recharge your social battery, then here are the places around the parks you need to start adding to your vacation itinerary. Escape number 1, Rafiki's Planet Watch in Animal Kingdom. The only way you can get to Rafiki's Planet Watch is by riding the Africa Section's Wildlife Express train, and that helps with the crowd control in that section of the park by quite a bit. Not to mention, Rafiki's place doesn't have any A-lister rides, so people aren't really scrambling to get over here in the first place. Normally, you can grab a spot on the train pretty easily and take a leisurely ride over to this section of Animal Kingdom. Once you're here, you'll find a petting zoo. Animals are always better than people. Sketch class, and other edutainment activities. Escape number 2, the Seas Pavilion at Epcot. You'll find the Seas Pavilion next to the entrance for the Seas with Nemo and Friends dark ride, but you won't have to ride this one in order to enter the pavilion unless you want to. Instead, you can just head to the left side of the building if you're facing the ride's entrance and enter the Seas exhibit areas where you'll be able to admire lots of sea life and get a break from some of the crowds and heat going on outside. This place is just super zen. Escape number 3, Star Wars Launch Bay in Hollywood Studios. Will Launch Bay be around forever? Who's to say? But for the time being, we still love swinging by this area for authentic Star Wars movie props, limited crowds, and lots of AC. Escape number 4, the People Mover at Magic Kingdom. It's not truly a DFB video if I'm not professing my love for People Mover somewhere now, is it? And honestly, this slow-going ride tends to have shorter waits and a nice relaxing little loop above the whole Tomorrowland area. Behold the Ziploc bag, aka the Disney Park Bag Edition that has changed me for the better. No, seriously, you'd be surprised how nifty one or two those plastic baggies can be during your park day. I have always, even before I started DFB, brought Ziploc bags to Disney World or whatever brand I had. You can use them to protect your phone when it rains or when you go on Disney's water attractions, store your soaked socks when you switch them out for a nice dry pair after a yucky rainstorm, save giant lollipops that your kids begged for but only took 3 licks of. You get the picture. Ziploc bags are so nice to have on hand. Plus, they don't take up much space in your park bag either, so even if you don't end up using them, they're not going to be a burden for you to just pack in case duty calls. Now, this is an awesome tip and one that we do not talk about enough here on the channel. You can get those same-day dining packages in Epcot. During the Epcot festivals, there are concert and performance series that take place all festival long, which feature live music from local artists and popular groups and even Broadway stars. Or in the case of the extremely popular Candlelight Processional during Festival of the Holidays, you'll get to hear a celebrity narrator like Josh Gad or Jody Benson tell the Christmas story while a 50-piece orchestra and choir accompany them. Some festival performances will be fairly easy to walk up and get a seat for at the last second, but for other performances, like pretty much every Candlelight Processional offering, seats fill up fast, which is why you might want to purchase a dining package that'll help secure your seat and provide you with a nice meal beforehand. Quite a few Epcot restaurants have dining packages that you can purchase ahead of your trip, starting 60 days before your visit. But if those reservations completely book up before you get the chance to snag one yourself, which is highly possible with those Candlelight Processional offerings, you do have one more chance to grab a dining package on the day of your visit. Head over to Regal Eagle Smokehouse quick service right before they open up for the day, typically around 11:45 a.m., though times are subject to change, and see if there are any same-day dining packages available. They're not always going to be there, but if you are able to get a same-day dining package here, this is going to be your cheapest dining package option anyways. So it's definitely worth checking on if one of those concert series performances is a top-tier priority for your next visit. Building a lightsaber at Savi's Workshop in Galaxy's Edge? Great. A fun, unique souvenir experience for Star Wars fans who've budgeted for it. But what do you do with a lightsaber after you build it? Savi's lightsabers don't retract, so unless you're wanting to backtrack all the way back to your hotel to drop it off so you don't have to carry it with you all day, then, well, you're gonna have to carry it with you all day. And you might be totally chill with that, but if it's your kid's saber and they're getting tired of carrying it around and then you have to be their Sherpa, or they set it down somewhere and they forget about it, yeah, that saber's way too pricey to never see again. Now, the good news is that every saber does come with its own carrying case to make toting these things around the parkway easier. But as cool as that might look, it can still be awkward, especially when you're trying to get on rides or get settled in for shows or even stand next to someone without accidentally whacking them in the process. When you make your Savi's Workshop reservations online, you might want to choose a reservation time that's later on in the day rather than earlier. That way, you only have to worry about toting around your saber for a little while instead of all day long. And if you want a cheaper lightsaber building option in Hollywood Studios where reservations are not required and the lightsabers actually are retractable and easy to tuck into your backpack after you've purchased them, you can instead go over to Tatooine Traders, located at the exit of Star Tours, and build a create your own lightsaber over there instead. These won't be as professional or high quality as the ones you build at Savi's, and you don't get the whole Savi's experience, but when you're wanting to get one for the kids to play around with, it might be a way better option and help you save a couple $100 in the process. Now, another option for your ginormous lightsaber that you don't want to carry around all day, consider shipping it home. If you buy something large and don't want to carry it around all day, or you brought a few too many Stitch plushies and can't fit them in your suitcase, look, Bria's innocent until she's proven guilty. Just send them on back to your home. When you go to checkout, ask a cast member to ship these items home for you. They'll take down your information, your payment, and voila. The merchandise will arrive at your house later on, and your suitcase will have freed up space to buy more stuff, I guess. Right, so no one likes a ride breakdown, especially if it's a ride you paid extra to skip the line for. So what do you do if a ride suddenly becomes temporarily unavailable right when you're about to use your Lightning Lane for it? If your Multipass Lightning Lane ride goes down, the My Disney Experience app will send you a notification telling you that your plans have been modified, and that means you'll receive what's called a Multiple Experience Pass. This new pass can be used on any Multipass ride at any time during the day. So, for instance, if Slinky Dog goes down because it's storming out, you could instead use your Multiple Experience Pass on a ride like Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway or Rock'n' Roller Coaster or Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run. You get the picture. Even if you've already used a Lightning Lane on a certain ride that day, your Multiple Experience Pass doesn't care. Go ahead and bypass that main line one more time if you'd like, or hold on to your Multiple Experience Pass and wait to use it on the ride you originally intended to bypass the line for if it goes back up again. The only thing that you can't use a Multiple Experience Pass on is one of those a la carte single pass attractions for the park's premium rides, like Rise of the Resistance, for instance. If you had a Lightning Lane single pass for Rise and that one goes down on you, then you'll receive a different kind of experience pass that's going to allow you to return to that ride once it's reopened. even if it's past your original single pass time slot. And if that ride never comes back online that day, you can request a refund.
Hey everyone, DFB Bria here, and I'm back with another embarrassing story for you all. Yeah, this is... this one's really bad though, so promise you'll still be my friend after you hear it, okay? Okay. During one of my last Florida trips, after I flew back home, I was walking out to my car when I realized I had no idea where I'd parked it, which was really, really worrisome, considering I was at the Charlotte International Airport. And if you've ever been there, you know that's not a small airport. Look, I know better. I absolutely know that I should take a picture of my car before I just abandon it in a giant airport parking lot. But I didn't. I don't know why. I guess it just slipped my mind, but I was severely paying for it when I got back from my trip. So after wandering the lots for a solid 15-20 minutes, I finally waved the white flag and I pressed that call for help button at the bus stop inside the lot I'd been currently wandering aimlessly around. So they sent a security member to come help me out, and I was humiliated because I literally knew nothing. Nothing. I didn't know what lot I was in. I didn't know the number of the parking spot I was at. I didn't even know if there were any signs or buildings that could have been surrounding the lot where my poor car had been abandoned that could have helped the guy who was trying to help me out. But bless him, that security guy, he was so stinking patient with me, and he let me hop into his security vehicle so we could track down my car together. After a solid 15-20 more minutes, yeah, this was almost an hour-long endeavor, but it felt way longer because my embarrassment surpassed all concept of time. But my car's bright yellow, so we were finally able to spot it off in the distance, and I was reunited with my lovely set of wheels once more. But let my embarrassing moment be a cautionary tale for all of you. You need to take a picture of where you've parked your car. Not just when you're parking around Disney World, but before you get there too, especially when you're at your airport of choice. But also, be comforted by the fact that if you still can't find your car after you've taken a picture of it, airport security can help you find it again. And you won't be stranded for forever, even though it might feel that way sometimes. Boy howdy, does it feel that way sometimes.
Okay, back to AJ. Disney's really been leaning hard into sleek, modern hotel designs as of late. And while I don't hate that by any means, it's definitely been a hot minute since Disney's designed some bold and colorful Disney-rific rooms that'll make you feel like your childhood just threw up all over the walls. So if you're tired of the chic downtown hotel vibe and want your kids going, wow, we're really in Disney World, when they step through your hotel room doors for the first time, that whimsy you crave is actually hiding out across Disney's value resorts like Pop Century and Art of Animation, and each of the all-star hotels too. So wait, does that mean you're forfeiting whimsy if you choose to pay more for a Disney hotel room? Not necessarily. When it comes to moderate level resorts, the royal guest rooms are heavily themed around Disney's royal posse, with magic carpet flooring, beautiful wall art of fan favorite Disney princesses, a personalized letter from Tiana welcoming you as her distinguished guest, sinks shaped like magic lanterns, and even headboards that burst to life with LED fireworks. And when it comes to Disney's deluxe level resorts, I'd say there's a good mixture of classiness and whimsy when you stay at Animal Kingdom Lodge, thanks to the African-inspired decor and variety of animals walking right past your balcony, if you book a Savannah View room. The Contemporary Resort also has Incredibles-themed rooms for your own family of supers to stay in if you're looking for that smash-up of modern meets whimsy vibes for your upcoming hotel stay. I get it. It's hard enough to stand in ride lines for an extended period of time, so why should you want to stand in a lengthy line for a restaurant? Especially one that doesn't have mobile order option available. Les Halles Boulangerie Patisserie. That's why. Here's the thing about Les Halles. The line always seems long here. It's like the place has some kind of gravitational pull where everyone's drawn to its tasty pastries and sandwiches and sweets. But despite the promise of fresh-baked, French-inspired goodies, it's hard to want to wait in a line that's starting to snake around the building. So here's the good news. The Les Halles line tends to move way faster than it looks like it will. The cast members here have mastered the art of efficiency, so they'll make sure to set you up for success and send you on your merry little way without any extra dilly-dallying. So if you're not ordering hot food, you'll glide through that line even faster. The pre-made sandwiches and pastries and other cold items are ready to go, so you're basically just pointing and smiling and walking away with your delicious haul, kind of feeling guilty that you don't speak French. Now, your main problem after getting through the line is going to be finding a place to sit and enjoy your your treats, since seating is very limited inside the building. There are a few places where you can sit outside around the pavilion, but just be prepared to take your snacks with you on the go in case you're going to have to do a little extra walking before you find a seat. Or you can always do it my way and pop a squat around the fountain area. Hey, at least it's pretty. Thinking about trying a new after-hours party or event at the end of this year or even sometime in 2025? Good for you. I think that's a good choice, but you've got to be proactive about buying those party tickets. I'm not just telling this to you, I'm telling this to me too. I need a solid reminder every now and then. My numerous sticky note reminders don't always get the job done. Disney's separately ticketed events and parties are capped off at a limited number of guests, meaning tickets can and will sell out. Just like this year's Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party, for instance. By the end of September, every single ticket for the remainder of Magic Kingdom's Halloween parties was sold out. So if you've waited to purchase your October party tickets until then, you were out of luck. The moral of the story, once party tickets go on sale, lock them in as soon as you're able to. Once party tickets go on sale, lock them up as soon as you can to avoid missing out on your chance to go altogether. Now, a quick little bonus tip for you. Sometimes tickets are available at the event, even if they were formerly sold out, but it's not a guarantee. So don't assume that you can head to Magic Kingdom on a sold out party night and always get a ticket. We were all so excited when 1900 Park Fair reopened at the Grand Floridian Resort just this past April after it had been closed for years post-2020. But now it seems the hype has already died down around this dining experience, and getting reservations here at the last minute isn't unheard of. You can often join a walk-up waitlist for it too. While yes, 1900 Park Fair is a pretty pricey endeavor, it's also a good alternative if you're having trouble booking reservations for Cinderella's Royal Table in Magic Kingdom. Not only is this buffet steps away from the Magic Kingdom, but you'll also be able to meet a unique array of favorite characters here, like Aladdin in his Prince Ali look, Cinderella herself, Mirabelle from Encanto, and Princess Tiana in her new look from Tiana's Bayou Adventure. Plus, you'll be able to take part in a wishmaker ceremony and admire a lot of gorgeous paintings around the dining room, each depicting a variety of different Disney characters at the very moment they make their big life-changing wish. If you think the only way you can get access to Disney's deluxe resort perks is by staying at a deluxe level resort, well, I can understand why you'd think that. But it's time to change your way of thinking and save yourself hundreds of bucks in the process. When you book a stay at the Walt Disney World Swan or Dolphin owned by Marriott instead of Disney, you can potentially purchase a room as low as $300 a night or sometimes less. Not only will this give you a nice place to crash after each park day, but you'll still have access to those super sweet deluxe resort benefits without having to pay the deluxe resort prices. This means you'll have access to early theme park entry and extended evening hours, transportation to and from the parks, including being within walking distance to both Epcot and Hollywood Studios, and the Skyliner, by the way, lightning lane benefits like being able to choose your lightning lanes 7 days before you check in, or having the ability to purchase Premier Pass if you want it, plus lots of great dining on site that's only steps away from your room, including Shula's Steakhouse, the very underrated Todd English's Blue Zoo, and the brand new Rosa Mexicano. Plus, since the Swan and Dolphin are owned by Marriott, if you're a member of the Marriott Bonvoy Rewards program, you can earn points when you stay here. You can also use Marriott Bonvoy Rewards points when booking your stay at Swan and Dolphin too, which could save you even more money than you're already saving. Now, the new Polynesian DVC Villas at Island Tower are being built on the shores of Seven Seas Lagoon, offering waterfront views with their duo and deluxe studios, 1 and 2 bedroom villas and penthouse villas too. It's been a long time coming, but that Island Tower will finally open to welcome guests to their island home on December 17th. Now, maybe you've passed up on other Disney Vacation Club villas before because of their price point, and I don't blame you. Those dudes are pricey, and the Island Tower isn't any exception. But if the Island Tower has you feeling major FOMO right about now, you could potentially stay here for a whole lot less than what Disney's offering up on their site. Heads up that you can get these big Disney Vacation Club villas cheaper through a third party such as David's DVC Rentals. Now, think of David's DVC Rentals as a middleman that's keeping the peace here. They'll make sure the rental you're wanting to book from a DVC member isn't going to fall through on you for whatever reason or scam you out of a bunch of money, but they're also going to protect the person on the other end of the deal who's renting out their DVC points to make sure that person receives their promised payment. So it's a win-win for everyone involved. When you rent DVC points, you could potentially book a room for 30 to 50% less than it would cost you to book the room directly through Disney, especially when it comes to those studios. Now, I know this sounds complicated, but it's not, I promise. And this is something that we've thoroughly checked out and used ourselves. So it is actually legit and we highly recommend it. Now, if you do rent DVC points and rent a villa through DVC Point Rental, this does mean you're dealing with final sale. So it's best to fully read up on those rental terms and conditions before committing one way or another. And since we're on the Disney Vacation Club subject, let's really change up your future trip and ditch the hotel altogether. This past summer, more than 350 refreshed Disney Vacation Club cabins replaced the existing cabins at Fort Wilderness Resort and Campground. Literally replaced them. Now, the new cabins sleep up to 6 adults and feature a bedroom, bathroom, living room, full kitchen, and private patio. And a select number of cabins are dog-friendly too. Depending on when you visit, one of these new DVC cabins will run you about $500 to $600 per night. But if you're still looking for a more affordable way to stay at Fort Wilderness, just trade your glamping for camping and park your camper over at Fort Wilderness Campgrounds for hundreds of dollars less. Or you can always just pop a tent there too. When you bring your kid with you on their first Disney World vacation, you'll learn very quickly that the way you used to handle the parks is going to be a whole lot different from here on out. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. It can actually be exciting. But when you and your partner are both wanting to ride a ride that your little one's too little for, that's when you want to lean on Disney's Rider Switch program to make sure both of you can experience the attraction without having to wait in that entire line twice. So let's say you're a family of 3, 2 adults, 1 baby. Rider Switch allows adult A to wait in line while adult B hangs back with the little one. Once adult A has finished up their ride through, he or she can switch off with adult B. Now, adult B can enter into the queue by hopping into the lightning lane and skipping the standby line completely, since adult A already did the waiting for both of them the first time around. If you have more than 2 adults that you're traveling with, adult B is allowed to bring 1 guest along with them, just so that they don't have to ride alone if they don't want to. Same for adult A. But how do you set up Rider Switch in the first place? Easy peasy. Before adult A gets in line, both adults need to see a cast member at the front of the attraction. From there, a cast member can link your Magic Band or Key to the World card, your physical park ticket, to have Rider Switch access. Best of all, this service is completely free for you to use. Now, this is the part of the video where you might expect me to talk about grocery delivery apps that'll deliver those last-minute necessities directly to your resort. And well, yeah, I'm still Team Kroger Delivery over here. Don't worry, there's another way you can pick up those over-the-counter meds and ponchos and swim diapers and various other necessities that you might have forgotten or run out of without paying for Disney's inflated prices. And that's by using a pharmacy vending machine like you can find at Swan and Dolphin, Holiday Inn Resort Orlando, and a few other nearby hotels too. But we'll focus on the Swan and Dolphin one for now, since it's still within walking distance from Epcot and Hollywood Studios, and all those other Epcot resorts. The CVS pharmacy vending machine inside Swan and Dolphin is something we just spotted, and it's stocked with all kinds of last-minute emergency supplies and essentials with prices that might just be a little cheaper than what you're going to find at your Disney hotel gift shop. For example, if you purchase a poncho at Disney, you're paying $12 per person for one of those things, but this farm vending machine sells cheapy ones for just $3. Sure, the quality isn't going to be as nice. However, if you're just looking for a one-and-done poncho for a short amount of time, then the ones from the farm vending machines are going to do the trick. I know the main reason everyone buys Multipass is to use lightning lanes to bypass those long ride lines, but don't miss out on the other fun features included with your purchase too. By getting Lightning Lane Multipass in Disney World, you'll also have access to these special augmented reality photo lenses located within the My Disney Experience app. And when you want to use these PhotoPass lenses, make sure you've allowed the My Disney Experience app to access your device's camera and location. Then open the app menu, the one with 3 horizontal lines, and select PhotoPass lenses. Additionally, if you purchase Lightning Lane Multipass, you'll also get free digital PhotoPass downloads for on-ride attraction photos and videos taken on the day of their purchase. That means you can download photos from Tron Light Cycle Run and Slinky Dog Dash and Test Track and Expedition Everest and all the rest without paying any extra for them. In recent DFB videos, I've been singing the praises for AirTags, but in case you don't know what AirTags are, essentially they're these little devices that communicate through Bluetooth by sending out a signal to your phone to track down the distance between you and the AirTag device, as well as find out what direction it's located in. Now, they've got these for Apple and they've got them for Androids and stuff like that. I'll talk about that in a second. While these have been more commonly used to help track down lost suitcases at airports or missing keys around your house, you can now purchase necklaces on Amazon.com and little shoe tags and things that will hold your AirTag device for you. then your kid can wear these pendants around the parks like a necklace, which they'll more than likely want to do anyway, since many of them come with cute character designs that'll fit right in with their Disney bounding. The downside of these, they only work with Apple. So if you're an Android user, Samsung came out with their tile tracking devices, which are still going strong to this day. Those predate the AirTags. Now the Tile Mate is similar to Apple's AirTags, but can be used with any smartphone device. So Disneyland used to be the only Disney location where you could find blue ribbon corn dogs, aka the snack stop where you can purchase the infamous pickle corn dog with a side of peanut butter dipping sauce. I don't know. What do you think? Have you tried it? Pour out your heart to me in the comments so we can decide if this is actually brilliant or a sin against snack kind. Anywho, back to business. Blue Ribbon Corn Dogs has now opened a snack kiosk in Disney's Boardwalk Inn, meaning both coasts now have pickle corn dog weirdness. Hooray! Okay, so that's not all that's sold at Blue Ribbon. Aside from the pickle corn dog, they also sell other unique corn dog creations like the Mexican street dog with jalapeno cheddar sausage, fried in cornmeal batter, topped with garlic mayo, corn kernels, cotija cheese, and cilantro. They also just introduced that massive mozzarella stick, which is so good. Corn and cheese on a corn dog? Yes, I like this. Cilantro though, no thank you. I've got that weird gene mutation where all cilantro tastes gross. Anyone else got that? And you can also pick up seasonal corn dogs here as well. So if you're a corn dog fan, it's worth paying a visit to this place more than once just to see what limited time changes are made to the menu the next time you're there. Ready to start booking flights at a guaranteed low price from here on out? I know it sounds like an ad. It's not. A new program was introduced by Google Flights last year called the Google Price Guarantee. So with this feature, Google Flights will alert you when the price of a current flight you're looking at won't get any cheaper before takeoff. And they'll do this by adding a badge that looks like a colorful shield next to the flight's price. So what happens if Google's wrong? What happens if you book the flight and it still manages to drop in price? Then they'll pay up. If the flight drops more than $5 after you book, Google will pay you the difference. Prices are tracked from the time of booking until your flight departs. However, there are some rules you need to be aware of, aren't there always? First, you'll have to book the flight through the Book on Google function to get paid instead of booking through the airline's website. Secondly, if your flight price drops, Google will pay you the difference within 48 hours through Google Pay. The company will pay each customer a maximum of $500 per year, which, hey, I'll take it. I know the type. You're the strong, independent go-getter that wants to make sure everyone in your group is taken care of. So you're going to take on all the responsibility of planning this entire Disney World vacation, despite still having a 9 to 5, sports practices to drive the kids to, dinner to make each night, etc. Am I hitting the nail on the head? Look, planning a Disney World vacation can be fun, but it can also be a lot of hard work that's going to burn you out before you even step foot inside the Disney bubble. So it is okay to ask for help this time. Of course, the DFB team and I are always here, ready and waiting to answer any of those big vacation questions that are stressing you out. But you can also reach out to a free travel agent. We always use Small World Vacations, and they can help take some of that planning burden off your shoulders. The agents at Small World love helping you feel good about your upcoming Disney trip. They're an earmarked diamond producer. That means they've got official Disney World seal of approval for their guidance and customer service. I'm going to put their link down in the description in case you want to reach out for a free quote and help